Hey, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica Ludlow, and yes, you clicked on this video because today we are talking about 6 caption mistakes that you could be making when you are creating Instagram captions that relate to your business and aren't getting you sales. So we're going to talk about some mistakes that you're making and what you can do to fix them right away. So before we get started, make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe down below because we have tons of videos that relate to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, anything that can make your business get a little bit more engagement and a lot more sales on social media. That's what we're here for. So let's jump right in. Number 1, and I'm starting this one off because I think it's super duper important. When you are creating a caption, you are not using a hook. You are not using anything that is really enticing people to read what you have to say, and then they just keep scrolling by in consequence to that. So you need to make sure that you are using a hook or some sentence, some way. It could be a set of emojis depending on what you're trying to get across. Something that can capture your audience's eye and convince them that, okay, I need to keep reading this. People say that they only have the attention span of like 7 seconds. So you have 7 seconds or less when you think about how fast that you scroll on social media to grab that attention. A hook is an amazing way to do this. So what does this look like? This could be a story aspect. My life was this bad until I did this. Or it could be something more valuable. 3 tips to help you lose body fat. It's something educational. Making sure that you are saying something that's going to grab their attention is a must. Now, a photo helps with this, but it doesn't do it all. Number 2, you are not talking to just one person. Now, I'm not saying that you have to only be talking to your mom, but you need to make sure that your messaging is coming across to when you are talking to one person, you are being heard. One thing that I love to say with my clients is when you talk to one person, you are putting a microphone to your voice and you and them are on the same page and they can hear you loud and clear. However, if you're talking in more broad terms, that microphone gets put further and further away from you and you can't get heard. So make sure that you are talking to just one person, using their pain and pleasure points to, again, this kind of goes back to number 1, capture their attention and make sure that they're understanding and relating to what that you are saying at the end of the day. Whatever it could be, make sure that it is relatable to your one person you are trying to talk to. Number 3 is that the topic that you're talking about doesn't at all relate to your brand. It doesn't relate to what you represent, your brand, or maybe the pillars of your brand. So the things that coexist with your brand. I mean, every now and then it is okay to be talking about your dog when you are talking about fat loss, but making sure that a majority of the time you are staying on brand the entire time. You are making your page focus around that one content topic that you want to help other people with. I help you get more leads on Instagram, on social media for your business. So that is all I talk about when I am posting. I'm not talking about how I lost 10 pounds. I'm not talking about how I gained 74 pounds of muscle. Whatever. I'm talking to you about what I know best and what people can come to me as the expert in. So make sure that you are creating all of your posts, all of your content around things that are going to, again, help that one person, like we talked in the previous. Notice how all of these are kind of tying together a little bit because it makes sense. When one thing's kind of going south, it can snowball effect, and a lot of these 6 things that I'm telling you are going to coexist within another. And when you start fixing one, the next one will start to fix a little, and the next one will start to shift, and then the next one will. And at the end, you'll come together with a really, really good piece of content that you'll know how to make and then be able to apply to every other piece of content you want to make as well. Number 4. Now, this isn't quite about the content or like the text itself, but let's talk about the picture. Because if your picture isn't standing out, isn't grabbing your audience's attention, isn't portraying the message that you want and in the tone that you want, a lot of people won't stop and read, and they won't stop and actually relate and understand to what you are saying. If there's a picture of you smiling while you're talking about a dead dog, does that put the mood together? Does that call for a really cohesive piece of content? Not necessarily. I know that was a little bit of a morbid example. I'm sorry, but it got the point across, right? So make sure that not only your picture matches the tone of what you have to say, but make sure that the picture is bright. Make sure that the picture is a true representation of your brand. Make sure that the picture isn't grainy or fuzzy or looks like you just took it 3 seconds before you posted it, right? Make sure you take just an extra 10 seconds to take a quality image because you just took 20 minutes writing a really, really great post. You might as well just finish it off, put the icing on the cake, and add a good picture so that people do stop and people do fully understand what you're saying and what your brand represents, and at the end of the day will stick around longer. Number 5, your content isn't providing value. And I say that out of love, but it could be the truth. Now, I'm not saying that it's necessarily you, but I want you to be aware of this. Is your content educational? Is it informational? Is it entertaining? Is it any of these things that gives a person a reason to read what you have to say? I love you. However, you posting a picture with your shake or a picture of you in your robe, is that really doing anything? No. You need to tell people why you are wearing this robe, that it's the best robe that you've ever had, or that this shake has helped you lose 33 pounds and it can help you too by X, Y, and Z information. People are getting more value out of it. You may not be getting follows because people aren't feeling that they are getting anything out of your page. So making sure that your page content in both photo and content below it in the text is educational, informational, or entertaining in some way will get people slowly in the process of realizing how valuable you are as a person and as a business, as a brand. Hit that follow button, continue following your posts and your journey and what you have to offer, and at the end of the day, fall into your funnel and land as a sale. That was a big jump, but it's 100% doable. A lot of my one-on-one clients, we create a perfect funnel and it all lines up for them, and that whole process that I just took you through happens with my clients. So it can happen to you too, I promise. These 6 pieces of content, mistakes that you're making, aren't forever. It's just minor tweaks that you gotta make. So I hope that you're taking notes along the way. Oh my goodness, I'm providing so much value, information here. Value, hello. That if you haven't taken notes, I want you to rewind and rewatch. Let's talk about the entertainment side from some aspect. If you want to post a picture of you and your dog, make it entertaining. Make it something that people, again, can relate to and find some type of value out of it. Is it funny? Is it cute? Is it loving? Is it something that sparks that part of emotion in them that brings a different side that makes them say, yes, I love you for that? Lastly, let's talk about number 6. Number 6, this is a simple one. I left a very simple one for the end. That is that you are not putting spaces in between your content, in between the paragraphs of what you have to say. It's just one big blob of words. No one wants to read it if it's one big blob of words, despite how valuable, how educational, whatever you may be. Making sure that you add line breaks, making sure that you add some emojis in there, making sure that you do break it up so that the person does read all of it. It's the same amount of words, mind you, but it's less deceiving to the brain, and it'll convince them more to read it because, oh, it's only just a sentence. Oh, it's only just another sentence. Oh, look at the emoji. Using these tactics break up a paragraph and convinces your reader's subconscious mind to keep reading and following the flow rather than just hitting a brick wall saying see you later and sliding by. Make sense? Makes sense. I am so glad that you enjoyed this video. I know you did. And what did I tell you to do at the beginning? I told you to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe, of course, because if you liked this type of content, much more like this always comes on my page weekly basis. I'm here providing you tips, tricks, and strategies for you to grow not only on Instagram, but Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of them, because I believe as a business, you need to put yourself out there in social media to get the best leverage possible and the most sales possible. I am signing off for now, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.